Hello, this is wmpyr. For today's video, we're going to be working on switching weapons. Okay, so right now, in my right hand, I have the training knife. In my left hand, I have the eskrima stick. And basically, I just want to switch them. Okay, so I want the eskrima stick in this hand, and I want the training knife in this hand. All right. To me, this is in the same category as basically grip switching with the knife. Okay, so when you switch grips like that, I kind of put all this in the same category. All right. Now, immediately when I talk about grip switching and things of this nature, there's going to be people out there immediately saying stuff like, that's unrealistic, that's a great way to drop your knife in real combat, blah, 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 when they've never been in real combat. Okay. All right. Let me just say that this is just a technique. So if I have the knife this way and then I go into a reverse grip like this, that's a technique. Okay, grip switching is a technique, and weapon switching hands from weapon to weapon. Okay, so I go like this and then I switch to over here. I mean, that's also a technique. That's all it is. Don't let some negative dictator guy tell you what to do, tell you what you can and can't do. All right, don't let that happen. There's lots of practitioners out there in the world. The world is a really big place with all kinds of different methods and ideas. And who is, you know, some jerk to say what you can and can't do? It all comes down to how much practice you put in, all right? And what you make out of it. So if you like the idea of this technique and you feel like it can benefit you and you're going to put in the time and effort into it, why not? Why not? Okay, so like I said, don't let some negative dictator guy tell you, no, that's never going to work. All right, so tell them to get out of the room. Okay, so what we're going to do here is now, the most common way to do this is probably to just go like this in the middle, and then you switch off. Okay, go to the middle and switch off. All right, that's very, very common. So it's probably also instinctive. Let's evolve that, because if you're doing it right here in the middle, it might be predictable, and they might be waiting to counter you right as you're doing that. So one way to get around that is to switch when you park. Okay, so an example here. I'm going to slash right here, and I park up here. This one could be a stab. It doesn't matter. It could be different from what I did, as long as it parks in the same location. That's when I'm going to switch right here. You see that? Now this could be a slash. Okay, this could be a puño strike. And as long as they park right here in the same location, that's when I can switch. So right here, slam, and I park right here, stab, park right here, they parked in the same location, that's when I can switch, all right? Now, when doing this, there is one quick concern, is to make sure that the knife is going to be slightly above this hand right here. Okay, wherever this hand is, the knife needs to be slightly above. That way, when you do this like that, when you're switching them off, your hand, this hand right here, is going to be safe. If the knife is slightly below and I switch, you see, I'm going to end up grabbing the blade. So we don't want that. We want to make sure that the knife hand, or whatever weapon that you have, if it has a blade, that the bladed weapon is going to be slightly higher, all right, than the blunt weapon when you're switching hands. If they're both bladed weapons, it's going to be a little bit harder, that's for sure. You're going to have to be more accurate, definitely. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And now, right when we're switching, this is when we're vulnerable. Even if we throw an attack, and I throw an attack, and then I'm switching right here, I'm still vulnerable at this time. And what I need to do to overcome it is to be able to defend myself from this position right here. Okay, if I can defend myself from this position, if I'm caught off guard and they're attacking me right now as I'm switching, all right, one of the things that I can do here is to go ahead and just do single arm technique, where I have both weapons in one arm, okay, and I can immediately go like this, even though I haven't finished exchanging the weapons, all right, just to go ahead and do this. Now, the other thing is, right as I'm switching right here, is to go ahead and use double grip like this, okay, and to be able to immediately go off and defend myself, and then when I get the chance to go ahead and switch weapons like that. Now, how do you practice that? Well, One way to practice is the angles of attack. We're going to start there, our most basic angles of attack. So what we did before was diagonal, diagonal, horizontal, horizontal, and then a stab. Over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Same thing, okay? And then what we're going to do is go ahead, combine the weapon right here. Same thing, diagonal, diagonal, horizontal, horizontal, and then stab. And then, of course, both hands right here, diagonal, diagonal, horizontal, horizontal, and then stab. All right, so that's how you get your reps in. And we already talked about evolving the angles of attack form. Okay, so where you're actually doing stuff like this. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then slash like that, where you're adding a circular movement. You could also do that with this here, where you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, stab, and circle cut again. So, you know, we won't go into that, but definitely you could get some serious reps by evolving the angles of attack form as well. Okay, so now the other thing that I want to point out here is once you are going to switch, okay, so let's say I did my attack and I park, I slashed, and I park right here. The knife is slightly on top right here, so when I switch, it's no problem. But this is what I'm going to do right here. My hands are together just in case I get attacked right now. I could go into double, or I could go into, you know, both weapons in one hand. But what I'm going to do here is to do this. See, from right here, I combined both weapons together right here, and I do this. You see this? I make it into a cross, and I switch. Now it's completed the switching. Okay, I go into this defensive position right here instead of just trying to fumble right here and switch. Okay, by actually crossing the weapons right here, I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, so that's the idea. So once again, attack, attack, right as it parks right here, cross, and that's how I switch. Okay, it makes the switching just a little bit more efficient. Okay, a little bit more battle ready. So right here, come here, switch into the cross position, which already gets my arms to switch right there. So coming over here, attack, stab, right here. You see I go immediately into the cross and I'm ready, just like that. So those are my tips. Thank you for exploring switching weapons, switching hands with me. Thank you for watching, and take care, folks.